So we begin with the Telegraph, Josh, and royal shenanigans.
Oh, wow.
94.
Story that just keeps on giving for decades and decades. Harry court claims leave coronation peace hopes in tatters. So he's suing the Sun and I believe it's Sun, for phone hacking and whatnot. But he's revealed that he's claiming that, first of all, that the Sun gave a bunch of money to his brother. And also that he was told, like, he had the Queen on board. He was like, Granny, he was like, are you going to back me up here? And she was like, yeah, I'm back. And she wrote some statements and backed him up. And then suddenly it all kind of went away. And he's claiming it's because, like, Prince Charles, now King Charles, made a deal with the Sun that they would sort of make his journey to kingdom and also Camilla's queen consort smooth.
That they would support the succession.
That's the idea behind it. But I find it hard to believe because The Sun is such a rubbish newspaper that I don't know if anybody would really care what The Sun says.
It does strike me as a bit odd that Charles would care that much about whether the Sun specifically. He would obviously want the balance of
maybe
the entire Murdoch empire.
That would be it. Yeah.
I think it's a wider conspiracy.
Well, this thing Harry's always talking about, you know, a conspiracy, them leaking stuff to the royals, leaking stuff to the papers against them. So this just ties into the rest of it. He needs a tinfoil hat. He needs to go on InfoWars, talk about, you know, Prince Charles or King Charles putting robots in the sewers to spy on him and stuff.
Are you suggesting that he thinks that Charles was feeding tittle-tattle on Harry to Murdoch's empire?
Well, that's what he said before. He said before that, you know, there's a sort of conspiracy against him with the royal family doing these leaks to sort of weaken him and Meghan. I think they're doing a good enough job in their own.
I know. I can't think of a single story that hasn't literally come from his own book. I mean, it's not like you have to scratch around in the dirt for
I just realised this is an ongoing court case, so everything that we just said is not true.
Yeah. But I will say, I did read I read into it a little bit. It does seem that he had a specific occasion on which he was called to the palace and informed that he was to, you know, drop the story, Harry, it's dead. You know, we're sending you out, and he's like some reporter who's like trying to chase a lead that you know there are powers that are trying to kill
There is also a incredible saying. He writes here. He says or says here, how much more blood will stain their typing fingers before someone can put a stop to this madness? This is me. These are my typing fingers.
How hard are they typing?
Index fingers that journalists use.
Yeah. But it's interesting is so Queen Elizabeth II, that's the person, not the ship, was going to sue or threaten Rupert Murdoch's media company with legal action, but then King Charles, or Prince Charles as he was known then, talked her out of it.
I mean, I do believe he is more nervous than anybody else in the royal family was about it might be snatched away from him, having waited for 50 years or whatever for this. You know, I do understand that as well, psychologically. I'm not sure it should have governed his decisions, but you can understand it. What doesn't seem to me plausible is that it would be the Sun, as you say, that it would be that would be, you know, because they just don't have that kind of gravitas.
Not anymore. I mean, now I prefer the Daily Star.
Yeah.
For my toilet read.
I should know this, but is he still expected to attend the coronation? Is Harry coming?
He's going, but Meghan isn't.
Yeah.
Well, that was the last thing, but now, because of this, that's what they're saying.
Because the big story this morning was about Camilla Parker Bowles' previous husband is going to be there. Is it Andrew Parker Bowles?
No. Good old Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good
And I thought that was enough to sort of create... That's a nice EastEnders type scenario. Anyway, we will move on to our...
Get out of my coronation!
Shut it, you toilet!